Here's what happens when you don't want to hurt your idol. This story is not just about sports. It's about respect, loyalty, and humanity, even inside the cage. A story that will make you see a fighter's spirit in a different light. American fighter Pat Barry came into MMA from kickboxing. His inspiration was the legendary Croatian Mirko "Cro Cop" Filipovic, a former police officer turned symbol of brutal high kicks and calm confidence. Barry grew up watching his fights, learning from them, and dreaming of one day standing beside him. But fate had a more dramatic plan. He was given the chance to fight his hero, and that dream came true.
I mean, I've always been the guy behind the TV screen watching this, and the fact that I'm even up here right now is still unbelievable. Like, I've shaken my head a few times, looked over to see if I'm really awake.
Pat Barry entered the cage against the very man he had once idolized. But when the fight began, something unusual happened. After landing a perfect counter-strike to Filipovic's head, Barry didn't rush in for the finish. Instead, he respectfully stepped back and allowed his opponent to get back on his feet. It wasn't a one-time act. The situation repeated multiple times. Barry clearly had the upper hand, but kept holding back. When journalists asked him why he didn't capitalize, the American didn't hesitate. "I couldn't. It's Mirko. He's my idol. He's like an older brother. You just can't fight him seriously. I didn't want to hurt him." Barry acted like a noble knight in a gladiator's arena. He did everything he could to give Cro Cop a chance, either to win or at least to let the fight go to a judge's decision. During the fight itself, it was noticeable how inspired Pat was by Mirko's techniques, his signature high kicks and moves. It was noticeable how happy Cro Cop was to have raised such a generation. It seemed that the fight was not serious, but a training one, to assess the abilities of his protege. Almost the entire fight, they were loyal to each other, as if they should have been stopped. Sat down at the table and allowed to have a heart-to-heart talk, the entire fight they smiled at each other like a father and son. However, Mirko continued the fight and had no intention of stopping. A true professional, he knew the audience came for a real show, and the fight had to be fair. This time, he chose to win not by one of his trademark knockouts, but with a safe and respectful submission. No blood, no extra violence, just acknowledgement for the opponent who refused to strike out of admiration. That's how the fight ended, with victory going to Cro Cop, but moral triumph belonging to Barry. This fight touched Cro Cop so much that he even cried on Barry's shoulder. It remains a mystery what he told him after the fight. Even in such a cruel sport, there is room for humanity.